Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa amma ba'd. Qala Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala fil kalamil majid wal furqanil hamid. Ba'da a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Aqimus salata wa atuz zakata warka'u ma'ar raki'in. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam بلغ عني ولو آية. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربي زدني علما. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. My Mohtaram, my respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh Khokhar is your host here now at your service. So last byan was about the fariza and obligatory rukun about zakat. And now, as I promised, today I'm talking about the Messiah's rules and regulation about the zakat. Please listen carefully. This is very, very important. This is big punishment. If we don't pay the zakat, even dunya there is punishment. We will get poor. We will lose our jewelry, our gold, and there will be depression in every walk of life. Because of that, lose the money in the business, because if not, we pay the zakat, we are poor due. Now, number one, before zakat, the niyyah of the zakat, intention of the zakat is a must. If we pay zakat money without intention, zakat will not be paid. This is must. Number two, so far nisab is concerned, how much amount of what we have to pay zakat, listen very carefully. If we have silver, 52.5 tola equal to 612.32 gram silver, or 7.5 tola gold, 87.48 gram gold, or the silver plus gold plus the cash amount together, if their value, the price go equal to the value of 52.5 tola chandi, means 612.32 gram silver, that is the base we have to pay zakat. But Mufti Said Palpuri of Deoband Rahmatullah Alayh, he visited here, he gave his opinion that the countries where gold is heavy currency, like England, Europe, and America, over there, the foundation base should be 7.5 tola gold. This is his opinion. Under his opinion, this is observed in these countries especially. Otherwise, the general rule is this: the value of 50.5 tola chandi, value of that should be the base. Everything of gold and silver, that is a zakat. There is no zakat on diamond. Even you have $1 million diamond jewelry, no zakat. There is no zakat on the machinery. If you have some share in any big business, there is a zakat on that. All those things which don't need it, we can collect the price of that also. For example, TV is not our basic need. So therefore, we will count that while they are paying the zakat. Every thing which is, you have to sell it. You will value that also add up in the zakat. According to Imam Abu Hanifa, if younger children who are not adult, they have some money, no zakat. But all other Aimma, Imam Shafi Rahimullah, Imam Malik Rahimullah, or Imam Abu Ahmad bin Hanbal Rahimullah, they say even children, if they have money in the bank, or the children name, there is zakat. According to Hanfi Fiqh, Imam Abu Hanifa, the jewelry which we use, our sisters use the jewelry, no zakat. But all other three Aimma, they say there is a zakat. You have shop, business. How much value you have stuff in the merchandise, in the shop, in the business, there is zakat. If you have a house, you rented it. So what rent you collect the money in the bank, there is zakat. We should pay zakat under the light of lunar month. The principle is this: the day you become so much rich and zakat falls on you, that day you should fix for every year. For example, yesterday you have 5 tola only jewelry, 5 tola gold. Today you bought 7 more. Now you have 7.5. Now count this date. From this date, then after 1 year, then you have to pay zakat if you keep that too much gold up to that date. If you owe some money, you're under debt, you owe money to others, you should minus from the total amount zakat is due, minus that amount, but not mortgage. Otherwise, nobody will pay the zakat. Only 1, 2, or 3 months, about 3 months mortgage amount collect together, how much you pay for 3 months, you can minus that only. If you owe money, $300,000 to the bank in a mortgage, and you have a house, $500,000, so don't minus that amount, 300,000. Only calculate how many, about 2 or 3 installment, total how much that you can deduct. Otherwise, everybody has a house on mortgage, nobody will pay the cost. Listen, who owes jewelry? If the jewelry is under the control of the wife, and husband don't have access to that, she don't allow him to touch it, don't allow him to sell it, then wife has to pay the zakat on that. She is responsible. If some other body paid the zakat, he should inform that I already paid the zakat. So, as I told before, gold amount, silver amount, plus all other money invested in the business, get together and pay 2.5%. You can prepay zakat also. For example, you pay zakat the first day of Ramadan. Now, today 16 Ramadan, somebody came to you. He is very poor, he needs the money. But you already paid the zakat. You can pay him money, write down, you deduct this money next year when you pay the zakat first of Ramadan. Mean what? You can prepay zakat also, but you write down the amount. The person, he's young, strong, he don't want to work, lazy, you cannot pay him zakat. If you give some, you get in the business, in the sharakat, you are shareholder. So the real amount, what you invested in the business, zakat is on that. If somebody owe you money, you gave money to somebody, and you have firm hope he will pay you back. Somebody owe you $1 million, and you are firm, or $50,000, and you hope he will certainly pay you. That pay zakat on that. If you don't have hope, he will never pay me back. Today, tomorrow, he's telling. Then when you receive the money, then you have to pay the zakat. All amount which you invested in the business, there is zakat on that. Any merchandise which you can sell it, and you are holding in your store, in your warehouse, you have to pay the zakat. If you have some, they say, now in the jewelry, some decoration, you include that in the zakat. All those utensils, all those tools which you can use for the profit, renting the other people, you have to pay zakat on those tools. It is preferable to pay zakat to the poor relative, but don't mention the word zakat. Otherwise, they will not get it. They will think low themselves. Just give in the form of hadiah or gift. You bought some merchandise and do you have intention to sell it, you have to pay zakat. You cannot pay zakat to the dynasty of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, dynasty of Ali Karmal Wajho, dynasty of the progeny of Aqil Radiallahu anhu, progeny of Ibn Abbas, Ali Abbas Radiallahu anhu, Has bin Abdul Muttalib, Ali Jafar Radiallahu anhuma. You cannot pay them zakat. No. You can give them hadiah as a gift. On Sayyid al-Hashmi, you cannot pay the zakat. Because this is the dirt of the Mal, and they're a holy dynasty, holy family. you should only see the apparent condition to whom you are paying the zakat. You have positive thinking on that. Because some people are white collar, they are really poor. We have to judge out. You cannot pay the zakat to the salary of the imam cannot be paid from the zakat. Eligible prisoner, they can get zakat. If you pay zakat to the government or any madrasa and they're not distributing the right place, zakat will not be paid off. But there's one thing, example, how some madrasa they use. If somebody, very poor person, takes some loan and then he give to the madrasa. Somebody take the loan, poor person takes the loan and he give to the madrasa, and then through the zakat we can pay off his loan. Or madrasa should spend on the poor, needy student who cannot pay the tuition. Then there is no zakat on the field of the cotton. When it is ready, then on the price of that you have to pay a zakat. If you have plot, if you have two or four plot, but you need it, one for your house, one for your son's house, one for the business, for your personal use, if you have bought the plot, you will use it for personal need, no zakat. But if you bought some plots of land to sell it, when price go sell it, you have to pay zakat on the price every year. Now, on camel there is zakat, on buffalo, cow there is zakat, and on goats there is zakat, and land, crops, zakat, and gold, silver, and currency. But each of these items have different rules, regulation of the zakat. You can ask the ulama. Listen, zakat is only the haq of the poor people. Don't pay somebody so much money in the zakat that zakat becomes farz on him. You cannot pay zakat to non-Muslim. If you want to help the non-Muslim, we should help sometime. So that nafal sadaqat, you can pay them. The management of the masjid should be very, very careful to distribute the zakat. Of course, every masjid has different box, zakat box, this box, that box, and they should be very careful. The malkiyat of the tamliq, the ownership is very important to pay the zakat. You should give money hand over. That party becomes the owner of that. Then the zakat is paid. If they don't become the owner, then the zakat is not paid. Zakat is for very poor, needy people. Zakat you can pay some employee, you apply them to pay, distribute the zakat, you can pay their expenses of traveling this and that. And you will pay on the mujahideen and also on the traveler, especially those travelers who are going to pilgrimage and they'll lose the money. If somebody receives the zakat, he is eligible to get the zakat, he may spend where he likes, on tabligh, or spending the deen, is his, because he is owner of that money. We cannot pay zakat on the firqa which are gumrah, which are not on right track. Like Kramiya, Hoja firqa, and Qadiani, these kind of people you cannot pay zakat. If by chance you pay the zakat and later on you came to know, oh, he was a rich person, he was eligible for zakat, but at the time of payment you didn't know that. You paid thinking eligible. Zakat is paid. You don't have to pay again. We don't pay zakat from haram, illegal income, mal. No. Don't pay dirt. Allah SWT accept only purified mal. You see, Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam was great generous. The word law never came on Prophet's beloved lips. Any needy came, he gave him something, even he had to borrow money. You know that? Siddiq Akbar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, in Ghazwa Tabuk, he gave everything. Even he was wearing the rough clothes with the button of the thorn. And the angel wearing the same button. That salam came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is Abu Bakr is happy with me this condition? Subhanallah. Do you know that? Samri refused to pay zakat to Musa. When Musa commanded him to pay zakat, he refused. As a result of that, what happened to him? He got big azab. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, when he used to give sadaqah, he used to wash the dirham. Because she said, before the dirham go in the hand of a needy person, it go in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. Ibn Jamil Kalash, he was Sahabi. He came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ya Rasulullah, make dua. So he made dua. He became very rich. He became so much rich. And he stopped coming to the Jummah Salat even. And then, when he was advised for the zakat, he said, this is a tax. Zakat is not tax. That's Rasulullah. Then when he got big warning, he brought the zakat. Rasulullah did not accept from him. First he denied. And then all khulafa never accepted zakat from him. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to calculate the full zakat of every item we have. And let me tell you, and pay in time, be very serious. Other what we left over, if we don't pay zakat, our children will enjoy on that money and we will be punished in the grave. That's not good for us. We should be very serious about the zakat. And this is not a guesswork. You heard the bayan before, you will listen again. My first bayan zakat. So it will increase your wealth. If you want to become more and more rich, pay more and more sadaqah and zakat, help the poor people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you more and more. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to follow all rules and regulations, all commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen, summa ameen. Let's make dua. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Wa sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. If you listen anything wrong, somebody has any objection, maybe by slip of tongue, please call me back, Sheikh Khokhar. I'll correct myself, please. And if you have any other question, you can ask the Mufti Sahab and get help from Mufti Sahab. But don't tell your real amount in the bank what you have. You have $400 million, how much zakat I have. No, you will tell just as a formula, get some amount. I have $500,000 like that. Ask any Mufti, any Alam who knows the system and get his help to calculate zakat and pay as soon as possible when it is due. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاك الله خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.